Okay, good afternoon. This is Joseph Young, and this video is a class project for Laternal University, Lifespan Human Development. And I am sitting with,
Hi, I'm Selena.
do you mind stating your age?
I am 30.
Okay, so Selena, I appreciate you taking time to sit with me and kind of talk about um, your development through life. So there are some questions that I'd like to ask you from your experience about growing up, teen, young adults, goals, and things of that sort.
Okay.
So to start, how would you describe your childhood?
Um, my childhood, I mean, it was a typical childhood like any other. I'm the youngest, so I was a little bit spoiled. I can admit that now as an adult.
Okay.
Um, it was a little bit troubling for me, though, just identity wise, as far as learning that I was adopted and things of that nature. But other than that, I mean, it was a typical childhood.
Okay. So, what were some of the challenges that you had from an identity standpoint due to your being adopted?
I would have to say it was identity wise because I wanted to know where I came from.
Okay.
Um, Not to say that I didn't get the morals and everything else from my parents. I just wanted to know where I came from and what was the reasoning behind it.
Sure. And did you ever find out?
Yes, I did. It was basically that my biological parents wanted a better life for me.
Okay.
But of course, as a kid, it was more so along the lines of why didn't you want me
Yeah,
and things
sure.
of that nature.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So how do you feel um, as you look back as an adult on the decision that your biological parents made, as well as the decision of your adoptive parents in taking you in?
I would say grateful for sure, because I'm in contact with biological siblings who weren't able to get adopted.
Okay.
So I know that if my biological parents didn't make the decision that they made, my life would be totally different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you say, looking back, were some of the fondest memories that you had as a child?
The fondest memories would probably be our family vacations.
Okay.
I would have to say the one that sticks out the most is probably like our Disney vacations where the whole family kind of got together and spent time.
Okay. So you said family vacations. Are there other siblings?
Yes, I do have two older brothers.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how would you describe your relationship with them growing up and today?
It hasn't really changed much. I know that they would always be there for me. They're always in my corner.
Okay.
Probably now as an adult, we like fight a little bit more, but I think
Hmm.
that's more so because I'm older and I can stick up for myself. But other than that, it's about
Okay.
the same.
Okay. So you said as an adult, what are some of the challenges that you personally went through going from, let's say, preteen into teen and now into adulthood?
Ooh. My challenges were probably my emotions for
Okay.
the most part. I know every teenager goes through their emotions and things like that, but as an adult, it's great to see looking back that I've grown. The way I handle
Hmm.
situations, the reactions that I
Hmm.
give or that I get from people. So, I would probably say that's what's changed the most for
Okay.
sure.
So, what are some of the things that you learned, and how do you apply them?
What I've learned for sure is that everything does not necessarily deserve a reaction.
Okay.
And then I don't always have to be so defensive. As a little kid, I definitely was just struggling, like I said, with those identity issues. I was always
Okay.
defensive, always thought someone was picking on
Sure.
me. But
Sure.
as an adult, it's easier to see that I no longer have to react to everything. And sometimes it's not about me.
Good. Yeah. I was glad to hear you say that you learn that everything doesn't respond, necessarily require a response. So when you talk about a response, tell me what type of response did you get from your parents in relationship to some of the struggles that you were going through?
Some of the struggles that I went through, I know it hurt my parents just because I didn't understand.
Hmm.
As a child, you only kind of see things through a little small looking glass. And then, of course, I would react to their reactions and things like that. Now, though, I hold my parents probably near and dear just because I
Okay.
do respect, um, what they've been through and knowing that they've been there before. So they're
Yes.
just trying to guide me. Whereas a
Yeah.
kid, I'm like, they're picking on me. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay. So what type of relationships do you have right now with peers? Tell me about some of the relationships that you have.
I actually have more healthy relationships now, I
Hmm.
guess just because I'm in a slightly healthier place than I was back then.
Okay.
I've held longer friendships and more meaningful friendships, friendships that actually, what's the word that I'm looking for? They actually put something into my life
Okay.
rather than, just kind of being
Taking
there
you
to be
away.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is there one particular relationship that you struggled to build, but now that it's built, you appreciate more than others?
I wouldn't say with any of my peers, but definitely the relationship with my mom.
Okay.
It definitely struggled for a while,
Hmm.
and we still have our struggles. But I mean, at the age of 30, I'm definitely growing to appreciate her more and more.
Okay. Interesting. So, how do you, as a young adult, view Christianity? If we can kind of shift the
Okay.
discussion.
I view Christianity. I mean, as of right now, it's a little bit of a struggle to still kind of walk in faith, but I know that that's where home is, if that
Okay.
makes sense. Because I know that if I need any guidance or anything like that, I know I can go to the Bible or maybe even to a pastor or somebody else that's in the church. Um, Struggling a little bit with my walk just because of personal issues,
Okay.
but I know I'll get through it.
Sure. All right. Do you think that the church does a good job in relating to individuals of your age?
I feel like it could be a little bit better. I mean, I know for the most part that they do,
Mhm.
but sometimes they kind of miss that in between. They
Okay.
focus on the children or they focus on those that are already established and having
Hmm.
those issues. So sometimes I feel like we're overlooked a little bit, but I mean, we could be
What
able to do
types
better.
of things do you see that are being missed by the church? You mentioned that they focus on the younger kids, and but in your age group, what are some of the things that you see from an opportunity standpoint?
Opportunity wise, I would definitely say the importance of building relationships
Okay.
and not, anything from relationships to platonic to just work relationships. I mean, there's so many kids and young adults that need just as much as the younger children
Hmm.
and the older children. But I think that would probably be the thing that's missed out on the most.
Hmm. So, how do you see yourself growing um, in your faith, in your walk with God? Um, you talked about some things that are going on with you, but what is it that within you that you think needs to change in order for your faith to increase, or just how do you see your relationship with God developing?
I would say what needs to change in me is my level of control that I feel like is necessary.
Okay.
Once I feel like I can let some of that go, I'm gonna say some of it because it's still a work in
So,
progress.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Once I let some of that go, I feel like my walk of faith would definitely flourish
Okay.
for sure.
Do you think that's a common thing among individuals your age, or is it just
Oh no, I think it's very common because we're now at that age to where we're no longer under our parents,
right?
and then we're not yet at the point where we have a full family. And some people my age do,
Hmm.
but that level of control is like, okay, I'm in charge of this. I have to do this. I have to do that, and I think it's very common for people
Okay.
my age.
Yeah. So when I first asked you about Christianity, you mentioned that it was home, right?
Hmm.
So based on your goals what are some of your goals, and how does the church impact your goals, or does it at all?
Um, the church definitely impacts my goals a lot. My goals are to in a career standpoint, I mean, I do eventually want to be able to work with children that are hurting or went through similar situations
Okay.
or worse situations that I did. The church really taught me patience and compassion
Okay.
because for people that knew me when I was younger, I was not patient. I was not, I mean, I won't say I wasn't compassionate. It just took a while for it to get there. So the beliefs that were instilled in church, I mean, it just makes it a little bit easier to go ahead and go through with that.
Excellent. So, from a long-term standpoint, besides working with children, are there other goals that you potentially have?
Of course. I mean, I would love to be able to start a family and maybe even work within the church itself. So just a lot of the goals and things that you should live by, you know, that's told to you in church and that you can read into the Bible. That's definitely going to play a part in the future.
Okay. So, what challenges do you see as you look towards your goal? What are some of the challenges, hurdles that you think you've got to overcome to achieve your goals?
I would have to say patience would definitely have to be one because again, it goes back to control. That would definitely have to be one because I have to know that everything is going to happen in God's timing, not my timing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really thought of it outside of that, but
Okay. All right. Well, good. So I appreciate your time. Yeah, again, this was a school project, and I just wanted to try and have a dialogue with you about the different stages of your life, from a faith standpoint, from a personal development standpoint. And as you sit here and you think about everything that you have come over and overcome to where you are today, how would you describe that that passage? What's the one word that you would use?
blessed
Blessed.
for sure.
Okay.
Blessed for sure.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, Selena, I appreciate your time.
No
Thank you
problem.
very much,
No
and I pray that you'll have a great day.
Thank you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.